It is June 27th, 2019. I didn't update the page properly before I went live. This is the 24 hours of Bitcoin. A quick look at our disclaimer before we jump into the video. Yesterday, we were talking about shopping for top formations all the way along the last couple days. But as you're watching for top formations, you got to zoom in closely. So I'm going to bring in our Discord chat from yesterday. And you can see here, we were watching the 1 minute bars at about, I can see the screenshot here, at 8:05 p.m. yesterday as prices were coming up, and we could see this divergence in the MACD indicator. So I'm watching it closely just to observe it and record the data about what's happening as it unfolds. And as the prices started to break below this formation, you could see that on the 5 minute bar, the MACD is also confirming with the crossovers. And as things unfolded further, we could see we had a little tiny 1, 2, 3 top formation right at significant support and resistance levels back to history. It made a larger 1, 2, 3 top formation and then broke down below that. All the while, all of our indicators are confirming it as we go. Now this is all great stuff, and I like to see how it all panned out, and we're watching for short positions and where to get in. And it's always great to see feedback from people saying, thanks, he shared the MACD chart last night, his time, and he shorted XBT. He's up 200% on that trade. That's rewarding stuff. I always love to hear success stories. Now let's jump into the episode and take a look at what's been happening in the longer term charts here, so that we can record this and come back on it later to reflect on it. First of all, I'm watching now for it to come back and consolidate to determine if it's going to be going higher or lower from here. When we zoom into the close time frame, it's easy to see that we have the little 1, 2, 3 top formation from yesterday. It really skittled down quite a bit, and then it pulled back up. So there was all sorts of liquidated shorts, liquidated longs. It was absolutely crazy time to be trading. There are moments to put a trade on. There's a time to be stepping aside and not put your hand in there. Now, as prices are coming back to this level, it's a consolidation point where another decision can be made, where if it breaks down below these levels, it's looking like more short is incoming. But if it starts to break and consolidate above these levels, you know, it's looking pretty good for the rest of the parabolic move. So if I zoom out a little bit, we can see that this would be a normal pullback in an ongoing parabolic move. It's still not a really dangerous pullback, though a lot of people were waxed and had a hard time trading. Trying to trade this kind of thing is difficult for sure. Best to do small positions and keep it. And now let's watch and see what's going on. We're seeing the RSI fading off here still. I don't see much of a convergence back the other way. Now when we go into the on balance volume, this is still pretty short term, 15-minute time frame. We can see that there was still on the 15-minute time frame, this was on balance positive volume, and not until here that it turned into negative, which is a surprise to me to see that in the chart, that it stayed on balance positive all the way through this. Let's zoom out to a different time frame. Okay, now it's better where it's positive right up to this point. Then you can see the negative and quite a bit of negative there. We have to see that recover and get back to positive before this is going to turn around. Good to see the big spike up. That's the blow off top and then the pull back down. So after a blow off top, there's usually more to come. And as we zoom back out on this, we can easily take a Fibonacci retracement and just do a guesstimate of where it may come back to that would be healthy and normal. 0.618 wouldn't be unusual for it to come back and hesitate here. The 50% level would be fantastic. There's so much history there. It wouldn't be unusual for it to come back and stop and retest in these levels. So we'll watch that unfold over the next while. I want to go on to the next indicators to be checking for crossovers that may be continuing the parabolic move upward. So I'm not seeing it there yet. And when I go to the 1 hour time frame, it's still got a lot of negative histogram. We haven't had a crossover yet to say that this is stabilizing and pulling up here. Same on the 4 hour time frame, that's actually crossing over negative just for the first bit. So I do believe we're getting more pullback on this. And the 50% level wouldn't be surprising. especially if we get the 12-hour crossing over and the histogram going negative here, we're heading back to that 50% level, $8,200, $8,000 level. And I think we were mentioning that the other day too. It's just normal, breathe in, breathe out. The market gives it to you and takes it away, gives it to you and takes it away. So getting to know how those waves crash in and out is really awesome for future trading success. Here we have the histogram took a step back, and most of the time when it takes a step back, there are more steps back to be taken. So having this ease off a little bit here, that first little break is really key. It's not always, but it is up pretty high compared to history. So I would expect that that is going to see some more weakness coming in still. We're getting quite a few weakness indicators as we're going through this. I like to add these all up. Now the Ichimoku Cloud, what are we looking at here? The 15-minute time frame. This was all bull yesterday and 2 days ago. This was all looking great on pretty much every time scale. Now we can see that the cloud is twisted to the negative. It's gone through the cloud. The conversion line crossed over the baseline as it was making the larger 1, 2, 3 top formation. So on the 1 hour time frame, this would have given you the exit signal sooner, and you would have been able to make some profit off of this trade as well. Now we're under the 4 hour time frame. We haven't got a twist to the negative yet. The 4 hour time frame is saying, like, just relax, it's okay. It is giving room in this indicator for the prices to come all the way back, and it'll probably give us a buy signal. As it comes back here, the Ichimoku Cloud will confirm the buy signal for us, because a buy signal in an uptrend in an Ichimoku Cloud would be the price coming back into the cloud, the baseline and the conversion line crossing negative. Then as prices lift off this cloud and the baseline and conversion line cross again, it'll give us the buy signal. So that'll be cool to be watching for that to unfold. Here on the 12-hour time frame, same thing, lots of time. It's going to give us back to $8,000 without panicking in this. And it would be great to have gotten in earlier so that that move back down is just working with your profit. On the 1 year time frame, still Ichimoku Cloud is still smiling, still doing good, and I expect on the 5 year time frame also looking good, where it's just poked above the cloud. And if it were to come back and rest on top of the cloud at the $8,000, $8,500 level, it's still all positive and bullish for the long term with the Ichimoku Cloud. So we can see that there's likely going to be some pullback from here, according to these indicators. And one of the things, of course, I want to go on and see how Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Stellar all did versus US dollar. They all took a whack, and most of them took it worse than Bitcoin. Came back and broke some technical levels and down. Ethereum held a little bit, but Bitcoin is still holding on this uptrend. So if it consolidates here and shows some strength, we're definitely going to $35,000 off of a move like this. If it consolidates and builds off of this, it's insane. And what will that do to the altcoins? Because they're still getting crushed as Bitcoin is going up. Bitcoin dominance is still screaming. It's up to 63%. And I got to zoom out a long ways to be able to get a perspective on this now. To the weekly view, there's nothing stopping Bitcoin from 63 to 70 odd percent. This will crush all of the alts. They'll go down another half and half again if Bitcoin is going to be doing that. Eventually, the alts will bottom. We really have to watch closely, and this is the indicator for the alts. I found this chart over on charts.cointrader.pro, and it is the altcoin market cap versus dominance chart. And it's, to me, after watching it for a while, it is the average of all of the altcoins. So when this makes a bottom formation and goes up, that's very good, but it's usually going to be at the same time that Bitcoin dominance is easing off. It seems to be the exact inverse of Bitcoin dominance, and it is making a spiky pattern that is just before reversals in the past. So it is time for wide open eyes, and yet caution, because going down below here, everybody's going to be selling their alts. There's going to be no alts in the order books to sell into. Prices are going to have massive capitulation lows. Crazy. And then eventually the alts will bottom, and we will see a massive boom in the altcoins as well. This is a very temporary movement, is in my view. So we'll have to see how that goes, and we will be monitoring that over on the other channel as we're going through the 2019 cryptocurrency bull market watch, and we are color coding all of the markets. Orange and red are bad, yellow and green are good, and we don't have a lot of good in the cryptocurrencies right now. It's pretty much a wall of red down at the bottom down there. So I'll tune in and I'll update this spreadsheet here this morning, and we'll do the live stream for that one as well. And we'll update on the cryptocurrencies. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's zoom back in on Bitcoin price and see if this consolidation holds and prices start to go up and we get these divergences in our indicators in the short term. It really could mean that Bitcoin is going to be going from $12,000 to $36,000 over the next short while. And it won't be an easy, slow rise. It's going to be pretty crazy. Thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you guys on the next episode of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my videos here on YouTube, you may also enjoy my newsletter. Begin by downloading the most important trading strategy we teach. And then, once a week, I send out an inspiring email about making your money work for you by micro-trading cryptocurrencies. You can sign up for that over at digitalcurrencytraders.com. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.